Welcome in water signs to your monthly intuitive tarot reading. So this applies to any sun, moon, rising, Venus, or north node in Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Those are water signs, water elements. And of course I'm pulled some of my cards that have more of a water ocean theme, just to, go with the theme here. But we're going to take a look at August. We are now in August. We closed out July. July was kind of that pivotal, center point month, but also was one of the biggest, or if not the biggest, astrological month this year, just with all the big aspects happening. So a lot of movements happened in July, and now moving forward, we're going to start seeing that unfoldment of energy, because a lot of the outer planets were doing stuff last month. And the outer planets, because they move slower, it takes longer for their energy to build and for it to have impact. So it's not like, some, big planet moves or there's some sort of big alignment and it just, impacts us that day. It actually really impacts us for the next, it can be months or even years, depending on what the movement is. So we're going to take a look and see now, how is that energy going to start to impact us? And what's the guidance and information that you all, the collective, needs to know for this month in particular? And of course, this applies to water signs specifically. At the very end of the reading, I'm just going to pull a couple cards for each of the individual zodiac signs, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. Okay? So if you're new here, welcome in. And if you have been around here for a while, welcome back. Just for the new people, and as a reminder, always take a look at the description, because I do other things as well. I have an Etsy shop where I make handmade stone jewelry that are really energy tools. I do energetic work with them. I pick the stones specifically, and some of them have combinations, like this one has Lyran, aquamarine, and pearl. And those different stones can or do work together to intensify the energy. But also, just like if it's, like this stone, this is, now my mind's going to go blank what this blue stone is. It's not Amazonite, but I'll remember it. But anyways, yeah, they are, I do work Reiki with them and work with the full moon energy as well, to kind of cleanse and magnetize them. Also, I'm an author, so I have 2 metaphysical books out, and they are great as well for helping right now with we're in a kind of a portal of ascension that's really, now we're at, Mach 10 speed. We're really hitting those turning points where things are going to start to really, we're already seeing it, right? But obviously, for something to change, we need to demolish, we need to kind of start from scratch. So we're seeing a lot of destruction and chaos, but really that's an amazing sign that things are changing. And then we can rebuild upon that with the new earth energies. Okay, I'm going to start with some oracle cards first. So let's see here. So water signs, August. Seeing both sides. Take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. I'm also feeling like there's something happening, or that will happen in August. There may be just kind of multiple things, but like the thing I'm being shown is like you're looking too closely. And when you look too closely, it's like you're not really seeing the bigger picture here. So definitely don't take anything at face value, especially immediately. There is a reason for how things are unfolding in August, And I'm also hearing the word trust. You need to just trust how things are working out or unfolding, or how things are going to work out for you. And also there's some things coming in, and how that happens, I think you need to see from a different perspective. Also, I also think this is a big time where we need to just start, especially with people, we may be triggered. People are kind of acting certain ways or doing certain things. And it's a good time to try and look in another person's shoes. And I think a lot of times what we will end up seeing really shortly is that actually our perspective of why they're doing something or what's happening is actually not the reality. All right. We have mutually beneficial venture. Yeah, there is an extraordinary connection at the forefront of your life at this moment. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. So we talk about, there's two sides here. There's at least two individuals, right? And then we have this connection, and there's a mutually beneficial thing happening here. And that's where it's about, hey, and that's also a shift in reality, is like, what's mutually beneficial? What's an equitable investment? What's equitable for everyone involved? And that's the new earth energy, and that's the new earth consciousness, is we're doing things that are benefiting all parties, benefiting the collective, or benefiting us and the people we're working with, whatever that is. But I do feel like there is a connection here that's going to be important for you. It could be romantic, it could be work or business related, or just collaborative. And the two of you are going to come together and work together energetically. And there's going to be some really great benefit there happening. And then safe and surrounded by love. Keep your heart open and know you are being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. For some reason, this is going to resonate for each of you differently, but I just feel like Source and the higher energies want you to know you are protected right now. So if there's some reason why you don't feel safe or don't know if you are protected in any form right now, you are. That's why there's also perspective here. I even had a situation, just as an example in my life, where I didn't feel safe. Something happened, and I really was looking at myself energetically, like why am I attracting this or attracted this situation? And I'm more trying to shift my perspective. It's not what it appears to be. It's not that it's not safe. And actually, it's almost like I needed to learn to really enact my feeling safe just within myself, and feeling safe, protected by the divine, and not looking to the external world to be safe. But I do feel like there's a lot of love around you. There could be a lot of people around you in August, family, friends, again, people coming in for you. So there's definitely here about connection coming up for water signs. So that's a theme. We have fulfillment. There's more things that are going to be fulfilling for you. And this could be an issue. This could be in your past or just recently. A very key focus that you're like, I want to shift my life, shift what I'm doing, shift who I'm connecting with, because maybe there's been a real lack of true things that have really been fulfilling your heart and soul. This could have been your whole life, really. But this is about focusing on what is going to really be fulfilling for you and looking for those opportunities. And this is also about, what do you spend your time doing all day? Follow your bliss, follow things that really fulfill you, and not doing things like letting go of things that don't. An opportunity. Amazing here. So yes, there is some sort of big opportunity that's going to present itself. And for some of you, like, this perspective is, maybe it doesn't at first seem like you're not really seeing it for what it is. but it's going to prove and show to you that this is going to be a big opportunity, and it's going to lead to major fulfillment long term, and just something where this is going to be very beneficial in your life in some aspect. Let's keep going here. Let's pull some tarot. So we have 6 of Pearls. So this is past energy. There could be a reunion here, a family reunion. There could be some sort of people coming back you haven't seen in a long time that you get together with again, or cross paths with. So let's keep seeing what else comes up. 3 of Coral. That's the 3 of Wands. And then we have the 5 of Wands. There could also be, so this is a very specific kind of message here, but this comes up. To me, there's something about people from the past or people you haven't seen in a while. There could be some expectations that you or someone else have that end up creating some sort of resistance or conflict a little bit here. There's like a differing of expectations or differing of perspective, and there's a little bit of conflict here. And this is where I think see things from both sides. So expectations could be in the way. You could also be expecting like someone to connect with, and it doesn't happen. These can come, since this is for a collective reading, this can come about in many different forms, but the general root here is there is some general conflict that's coming up with that 5 of Wands. And usually it could be too that you're trying to get someone to see your side, but it's like the more you try to get them and you expect them to understand you or want or to do what you want to do. But that could be also some sort of dynamic that comes up from the past that really could be triggering. But I think there's also, again, opportunity here to shift this dynamic or this situation. So we go from the 6 of Cups to the 7 of Cups. this is the 8 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Wands. For some of you, this could be work related with this 8 of Pentacles in the center. There could be some sort of, this could be work related, or just this could also be referring to just like working through this. But definitely, I feel like if this is work related, there is definitely a situation or just this environment, this job, whatever, is definitely reached a point for you that you're kind of, that this doesn't fit with you anymore. There is some sort of end of a cycle here with this person or situation or job, something like that. But you definitely are in this like contemplation mode of like, what do I do here? You're looking for different choices or opportunities. You could be confused about what to do or how to move, kind of end or close this out. I feel like this is something you just aren't, you're kind of like, how do I kind of move past this and get to something else, or just overcome this period of time, this situation, this dynamic, whatever it is and how it shows up. Justice. So this has been a karmic situation for you. I do like the 10 of Wands and the Justice, because I feel like this karmic kind of cycle for you is closing and things are going to change. And I like the Oracle cards too, because I feel like there is a new door opening up, or there's something new that this is kind of, and you already feel it. You're at the end of knowing that you're you've kind of done what you could with this, or it served you, or you're just ready to move on. Ace of Swords here, so definitely there's some clarity, which I like. And the Devil. So yes, I love, we have two of the very most karmic cards in the deck. And then right in the middle of it, we have the Ace of Swords. So I definitely like that because you're finally really seeing this for what it is. Because the Seven of Cups can be create some confusion for you. This has definitely been a confusing period of kind of figuring out what you're going to do. You've definitely been like waiting it out. Like, maybe you've even been asking, the universe or praying for like something new to come, a new opportunity, or how do I move? Like if it's a job that you want to get out of, like finding something else to move on to. There's this resistant energy, like there's been a lot of resistance surrounding you. And it's because of this. For one, it could be bringing up a lot of fear for you about after this or the unknown factor. But there's just a lot of this was definitely a karmic experience. There was a reason you had to do it or experience it. And there obviously was something that benefited you at a certain period. But let's see, what's the Five of Wands about? Magician. So you're definitely finding your power. You're realizing, to me, with the Magician, it's like instead of trying to logically or like verbally work through whatever this conflict is, the Magician is saying you need to work through this from an energetic standpoint. And that's actually what's going to clear this up. So maybe doing some sort of meditations where if it's with a certain person, you can kind of like meditate or work with them from an energetic standpoint and kind of work through in your mind's eye, like kind of talking with them, doing it from more of a higher perspective instead of actually in the physical. What's the Six of Cups here? Knight of Cups. There could be an offer here. Someone's offering and you're contemplating this, deciding what you really want. But I like this Cups energy. This could be a new relationship coming in or someone offering a relationship. But there could be an offer of a new type of work or a new job. Let's see, Ace of Swords, King of Pentacles, the Devil, the Chariot. You're definitely moving away from this karmic situation. Yeah, Chariot and Eight of Wands. So this is very fast energy. So you're moving. There's movement here away from the Devil. So you're moving away from this karmic situation and it's happening in August. There's definitely a move or you're moving on to something else. I'm going to get one more for the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. The Hermit. The Emperor. Whoa, yeah. So this is a lot of strong masculine energy here. This could be leaders. So if it's a work situation, there's strong, like, could represent a boss or leadership here. There's something that you've been really kind of quiet about, but the truth comes out about something. You also get some clarity that really helps you here. But there's definitely another person or people at play here that's going to give you some clarity, or maybe even they're going to give you some information. But the Hermit is not a lot of communication, right? So this could be what's been happening in the past, recent past, of like, no one's been talking, you've just kind of been feeling a situation out, but all of a sudden it's like things come out and there's truth spoken or you get some sort of information here that then you can move on. And what's this opportunity? King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So interesting here. So an opportunity could be a relationship. There's some sort of collab. This too, we're talking about the mutually beneficial connection. So there could be a relationship that comes about that's going to really shift your life. And it could be that the two of you come across each other to actually work together, collaborate. It could be love, but this relationship is going to help you to kind of start this new period of your life. That's going to be, I feel like if it is love, the two of you are really going to be strong together and maybe even working together. But this is like the perfect pair. So it could also be like a business or some sort of networking collaboration here where the two of you together, you're going to cross paths and meet someone here. And the two of you are going to be able to like, you decide to work together or have a relationship together. There's something here about that. And you finally get what you need, because I feel like you've been really sitting, kind of contemplating, like, how do I get out of this situation in my life where I feel stuck? How do I want to advance in my life and maybe in work or expand in what I'm doing. It could be finding a new relationship. Whatever it is, there's definitely something comes in August for you and really starts building here. So water signs, this is very exciting for you guys. So definitely, it's looking up for you guys in August. So I'm going to move on to the individual readings here. All right, Scorpios, let's start with Scorpios. I had 2 flyers, so I'm going to take these. So Scorpio, every step counts. There is an advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. Help appears in various ways. There is much support for you. Sometimes you may get so adrift you forget to look to the support systems that are with you continually. So you are not alone, Scorpio. If you feel alone, if you feel like you have to do everything on your own or don't feel like you have the support in the way you need it, I think life is going to prove to you otherwise in August. I think help is appearing for you in ways that maybe you didn't expect. And then also there's a situation here about taking things slowly. Allow things to unfold. And I think tied to the main reading, there was talking about a connection. It could also be love for some of you, but it's like, I think there's an opportunity, and I think there may be multiple options, or even just how you move forward in August. Maybe there's some changes you're making, but again, there's something about don't rush into anything, just take her slow. Everything's going to work out. And it'll give you some time to really, obviously, if we do anything too impulsively, it could be we're not seeing everything we need to, which is another thing that came up in the main reading. Okay, let's see here. Scorpio, August. Okay, these wanted to come out. So we have, look at this. Okay, I was shuffling. I did put the cards back from the first main reading, but look at this. The King and Queen of Pearls fell out. So specifically Scorpios, I definitely feel like there is a relationship that that's being called out for you in August. So if you are single or looking for a relationship, I do feel like there's high potential here in August. And it's definitely saying take things slow, because I feel like this is a very important relationship. I think it's going to be, if it's love, it's going to be a serious one. And it's really going to be something solid and long term. So don't worry about it, Scorpio. It's going to all unfold as you want. And let me pull one more here for these two. The Knight of Pearls. Yeah, this is definitely love. So someone is offering love. This is a new romantic relationship. So there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of feelings. Look at all cups. So there's deep, strong love and deep feelings here, Scorpio. All right, that was pretty straightforward, Scorpios. So let's move on to Pisces. I'll give the decks a quick shuffle again. So Pisces, what for Pisces collective out there? Single-mindedness. Choose your own path and what is best suited for you. So there's something here about not thinking too much about everyone else in regards to making some decisions, which is kind of usually the opposite. But I think right now, especially because this card came out, you need to really, really think about your authentic self, your dreams, your desires. What is it that you really want, and what are you being called to? Like even the fish, this is a huge school of fish, and usually the school of fish, right? They're all swimming together in a pattern and they're staying together. But I think it's time for you to break off. And I feel like you're going to pave a new path, and it's a path less traveled. And there might be people around you that may not necessarily want the same thing, but right now, I think what's going to benefit you is you just need to focus on what you really want to do. Okay, let's see here. The Devil came out, which was in the main reading as well. We have the Four of Pentacles. So there's either a karmic situation that's coming up that's being called out, or there's some deep fears. And because this to me is deep fears around security, money. There could be some worry about money or fears around just building something solid, or that you just don't feel secure in a situation. It could be just in general in your life, money-wise. It could be in a relationship. If this is a relationship, if you're in a relationship right now and there's a lot of codependency, this is a very karmic relationship. And I think this relationship has been really maybe even controlling. They've been holding you back because they want things a certain way, and it's kind of going against your dreams and desires. And I think it's time for you to break free of this. There's definitely something you need to break free. It could be a relationship. It can be a mindset. Definitely breaking out of your comfort zone is big here for Pisces in August. You are breaking away from your comfort zone because you stayed in that comfort zone out of fear and out of also needing that sense of security or stability that whatever that comfort zone provided you, but it's also been holding you back. And you're also knowing, you're starting to awaken to that. All right, Pisces. Okay. Lastly, we're doing Cancer here. Cancers. Hello?
I'm heading to the tea house. Do you want to go with?
Is Derek on? Or?
I have to ask him. He said he was thinking about it.
All right.
He said they'd be there about 20 minutes to whatever.
Oh, so we're meeting them at the tea house instead of here now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you fly by the seat of your pants. That's all you can do.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's filled with anxiety. yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I guess I will.
Alright, I'll pick you up.
When?
Okay, bye. Like in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, Cancers. August. Interesting. Scorpio's got this too. Every step counts. There is an advantage in taking things slowly. Breathe deeply and fully as you consider your options. I did shuffle. I put the card in the middle of the deck, so it definitely was meant for you. Disengage from outcomes. Let go so you can open yourself to the highest love that you deserve. Find ways to release worry or any unresolved lack of forgiveness you might be holding on to. Interestingly, this is kind of a mix of what came out for Scorpio and Pisces, so I definitely think if you're connected to another water sign, you might want to, if you didn't watch those, but there's definitely some fear coming up about a situation, because I feel like you know that this situation isn't serving you anymore. And there's definitely some messages in general with the water signs around like starting something new, releasing yourself that's from something that's really been holding you back. I feel like in general right now you're learning and opening up to like the impossible of like, there's so much more that wants to come in for you, and specifically around relationship or love. It's time to open yourself to the highest version of love that you are deserving of, and not staying in relationships or not worrying that it's not going to happen, that you're not going to find your person. But I think like you could be holding on too much on what an outcome needs to be or how you see it happening. I think things are going to start to unfold for you, for water signs in August, specifically Cancers, right? There's something that's unfolding. Don't worry. It might start out a little slow, but then I feel like it's going to be slow for a little bit, but then it's going to go fast. I think there's going to be a couple different options, but yeah, just allow, there's a big surrender to me for Cancers. Surrender. Let life take you. Let life unfold it for you. Don't make it harder by thinking you have to figure it out or control how it goes or how fast or all that. All right. So we have Four of Spears, which are the Four of Swords. So this is also like the rest and relaxation card. I feel like it's a month that, especially for Cancers, it's time to just let go. Let other people take care of things. There's something about healing here too. There's some healing. This is a month that maybe something's going to happen that's going to be very healing for you. The Hierophant and the Magician. Wow. Okay. Yes. There's some big, yeah, there's some big things happening energetically here. So I feel like you've already planted some seeds for something, and now it's time to just allow the natural process. And maybe you want the seeds to grow faster and you're like, it hasn't happened yet, or whatever that is. It could be around a commitment in your life or a serious relationship. But this could also be about healing some deeper belief systems. And specifically, there's a trend here for water signs about maybe your self-confidence or just what you deserve, which also is, your self kind of esteem and seeing your value and realizing that you deserve so much more. And it's like facing and really healing these belief systems, which the Hierophant really refers to the old traditional viewpoints, which can be very false, right? So Cancers, I just feel like big things are happening, but just trust, right? Trust, and they will work out and unfold for you. All right. Thank you, water signs, for joining in. Have a great August, and yeah, we'll keep going, keep watching the weekly readings, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.